Rightio, well, welcome back to a slightly grungy episode of the Sesh. It is winter now, daylight saving has passed us by, so we've retreated to our very luxurious garage, and we're going to try something a bit scientific. Keep it together, Sam. We're in the garage. We're going to try something quite scientific here with a comparison, because of course it is fresh hop season, so I hope you're all enjoying those fresh hop beers on taps around the country at the moment. It is a pretty good one for the season. This year I've been doing a series on them, in fact, but more on that later. We're going to try something from Two Thumbs, which Sam and Dave have been past this afternoon and picked us up something fresh.
Cheers, guys.
Take it away.
Well, we'll start with the not fresh. This is the Two Thumbs NZ Pale Ale, brewed in Christchurch.
Not to say it's stale, just not fresh.
Yeah, interesting. They've actually got old equipment from the old Ducks brewery, which started working off. Measured with the metric Two Thumbs stick, which nobody's quite sure how it works.
What is it? Just a stick?
Let's do it. Yeah, it's just a stick. It's got numbers on it, but there's no metric.
Oh well. Never mind. We've used more esoteric measurements in our brewing in the past, so we can't really complain. So I've got two glasses here for a very scientific comparison later, but we'll start with this one. This actually looks just slightly short dated. I don't know what the bottling dates are, but this is best before a couple of months from now. Yeah,
June
so
2015.
This one is maybe slightly older than we'd like, but we will see.
That's okay. We want to compare the freshly made, fresh hopped example versus its bottled, slightly more mature counterpart.
In terms of the beer itself, this is their pale.
Yes, New Zealand Pale Ale.
5.4
Pale Ale.
And it looks more or less like a pale to me.
Gentle sappy hops on the nose.
Yeah, smells like a pale.
Huge.
So standard fare there, gooseberries, grapefruit, that sort of thing. So let's see.
Hops have come to life on my tongue.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's quite.
Especially if it is almost a year old, it's holding up quite well.
That's quite sweet and malty to me. That's got
sticky and malty, a little bit tart from those hops, but just in the right way.
A little bit more fizzy than I like them. But
yeah,
we can fix that.
It's a bit overgassed, and we've been finding that time and again. I think that might be indicative of a larger problem in the industry. It is a bit gassy, but never mind. That will cool off as it sits in the glass. So, yeah, that's actually pretty good. That's giving me flashbacks to that lovely sawmill that we had a little while ago. That sort of it's
nice
quite
and fresh.
It's a slightly
hops.
lighter weight pale, but good and fresh and fruity despite it's slightly short dated. So that's a good starting point. And next up we've got their fresh hopped version out of a rigger that we just picked up today, and so we'll be able to hopefully see the difference in the fresh hop character.
Oh, great. That's a good beer, but we need another one. And since we're in the garage, we can just grab one.
It's the place to be, really.
It's a good place.
Glad we got that cleaned up.
Oh, here we go. Nice and cold.
One of just infinite riggers we've been enjoying recently. We're really getting in, being part of that rigger culture that's cropping up in Christchurch.
Yeah, make sure you reuse your riggers too. No need to fill the landfills with them. I'll get a nice glass one. So there you go.
Which Two Thumbs does offer.
Yeah, they're quite nice.
The brewery is also a shop. Already it's looking much more still, a little more dark than its more mature counterpart.
Yeah, well, it's come off the tap, so it would have lost a little bit of fizz there.
See, I think colour-wise, that's identical. There's a very slight haze, which I think is making it look slightly more colourful because it's not quite so see-through. But I think, and I presume also that the malt bill would be very close to identical. Less fizz in this one, obviously, because it's been in a rigger, and I've already opened it once to take my cut for my more clinical tasting, which I'll put up later. Taking my beer tax off it.
Press.
So, what have we got here? This one, you said it was probably just single hop solvent.
Yeah, that's the
So,
one.
Unless their normal one is a Sovan, we're dealing with a different hop bill on this as well.
Fresh and dry hopped. What he did is he put all the work into the mash tun and then filled it up with, I think he said, about 15 kilos of Sovereign cones, and just gave it a stir every once in a while, and then siphoned off into the fermenter. And
nice,
taste that fresh character.
And yeah, that's quite markedly different. That's got the one thing I've found quite recursive in the fresh hop beers that I have been tasting the last couple of weeks is a real sort of passion fruit sorbet thing, like a really sweet, fresh passion fruit.
Well, it's probably that New Zealand hop character, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. It absolutely is. But
yeah.
it's better. It's a lighter, crisper, sweeter passion fruit than the really pungent, sort of heavy on the nose passion fruit that you get from the normal kind of stuff. And I think it's really pretty good. And lighter beer styles, anyway. So let's see what's in here.
Goodness, what's in there?
Heavy and sticky, clings to your tongue, makes you taste it. Right, much more still.
Oh, I think it's going to warm mine up just a wee bit. That's quite close.
Some more aromas
I think the malt's fairly similar. The hops are not huge. Let me just take another hit here.
Yeah, they're not big, they're just fresher, I think.
I do think they're more noticeable at room temperature. The brief sample we had in the facility was it was much closer to room temperature.
That one,
more lively on the hops.
I think the hop character there, I'm fairly sure that unless the original one is a single hop solvent, which I don't think it is or it would say, I think we're dealing with quite a significant change in the types of hops used. Because this one to me the hops are very light and aromatic, but there's actually a bit less hop character on the body. The bitterness is a bit more amplified, but in terms of hop flavours, there's, beyond that passion fruit and a bit of gooseberry, there's just slightly less intensity there. What is there, I think, is fresher, but
there is a resiny hint, which I think will open up as the beer warms.
Yeah, when we had it in the brewery, I thought it was quite sappy. Like
there was a nice sappy pine ooze to it. Yeah, and we're not getting it because of the temperature.
It's drier too. This one has a distinct sweet barley sugar sensation in it, which could have developed with a bit of age that it's had in the bottle as the sort of longer chain sugars have come together and taken it more towards the sort of toffee end of the spectrum. But this one to me is much, much sweeter. So this has a distinct crispness to it, which I will assume it's exactly the same strength. Did you catch that at the brewery? Because it tastes lighter and crisper than the full strength version. But so it is very different, and probably for good reasons. I think I like the fresh hop one just a little bit better. In no small way because the carbonation is lower. I really don't like those overgassed beers. And yeah, it's lovely and fresh. I don't think it's my favourite of the fresh hops that I've tasted. I've been sort of subsumed with them recently, so I've had quite a lot of exposure.
But
it's really good this season. Really, really good. And we're getting them all in Christchurch as well. All the Christchurch brewers are involved. They've been contracting some Canterbury hop growers, which I didn't know existed, but apparently they do grow hops in the sort of hinterlands of Canterbury. So that's where Three Boys got their hops for their fresh hop version. So well done, because it'd be a hell of a truck ride taking fresh hops all the way down from Nelson, and I can't imagine flying them down is any easier. The hops everywhere.
That's a good beer.
It is. It's very nice and clean, and I like the bitterness too, particularly in the fresh hop. No, I like it. It's a good crisp example, and extra so because it's fresh one straight out of the keg, because we're in the midst of the fresh hop season. So you owe it to yourself. If you're watching this video, you easily care enough about beer to get out there and get a few riggers full of your own, because a lot of this won't be in bottles. It will be, 80% of these releases will be keg only, and once they're gone, they're gone. And you say that the stuff that's in bottles, most of it will have been pasteurised. It won't be nearly as fresh as the fresh stuff that's in the kegs. So go and get that. Fill some riggers and enjoy it while it's good to have, because the season will not last long. Hop season is a short season.
And not only is it a fresh hopped beer, it is a single hop. So what you're tasting is just one unique hop flavour, very strong, very clear.
Yeah, it's an excellent showcase for
really
Solvin.
brings out that flavour.
Yeah.
If you're a Solvin fan.
Or even if you're not, you just want to try something you haven't tried before, then this is a way to experience it.
No, it's excellent stuff. Anyway, this has been the Sesh in the lovely garage with a very scientific comparison of some fresh hop beers. Do tune back in, because we are going to do this and that more with the other fresh hop releases, and once the season's sort of beginning to peter out, we are going to amass some of the bottled examples and see which are the winners and losers there, which have really kept their fresh hop character despite being in bottles, and which haven't. I already think I know which are the good ones there, but we will just have to find out. So that will be exciting. Anyway, catch us then, and for now, this has been the Sesh, and thank you for watching.
Stay fresh.
Stay fresh. Very fresh.